Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, and we're bringing you Game 2 of Round 1 in the American League bracket between the 1986 Red Sox and the 1992 Toronto Blue Jays. Leading off for the Boston Red Sox, playing third base, Wade Boggs. Batting second, playing second base, Marty Barrett. Batting third, the left fielder, Jim Rice. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Bill Buckner. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Dwight Evans. Batting sixth, doing the catching, Rich Gedman. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Don Baylor. Batting eighth, the center fielder, Tony Armas. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, Spike Owens. Doing the pitching for the 1986 Boston Red Sox, Roger Clemems. Clemems was, 24 wins and 4 losses in 1986. Once again, this is a one and done. You lose, you are out. So now for the number 4 seed, 1992 Toronto Blue Jays. Leading off, playing second base, Roberto Alomar. Batting second, playing first base, John Olerud. Batting third, the designated hitter, Dave Winfield. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Joe Carter. Batting fifth, center fielder, Devon White. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Candy Maldonado. Batting seventh and doing the catching, Pat Borders. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Manuel Lee. And batting ninth, playing third base, Jeff Kent. So Wade Boggs is at the plate. Jack Morris is on the mound. Morris in 1992 for the Toronto Blue Jays with 21 wins, 6 losses, earned run average 4.04, so not a stellar earned run average. Batting average against 246. His battery mate, Pat Borders. Above average defensive catcher, average arm. Jeff Kent at third, a poor defensive range. Same thing goes with Manuel Lee. He has average range at short. Alomar is excellent at second base, and Olerud is very good at first. You have Candy Maldonado in left, average defensive range, above average arm, and you have Devon White, who just can track down any fly ball with an average arm. You have Joe Carter, average range, excellent arm. So let's get this game on the way. We have Wade Boggs to lead off for the 1986 Boston Red Sox. In 86, he batted .357, 8 home runs, and 7 RBIs. Righty-lefty matchup. Jack Morris, this is his second team he's on. He played in Game 1, the number 1 seed Detroit 84 Tigers versus the number 8 seed Kansas City Royals of 1985. So he gets another start here with a different team, the 1992 Toronto Blue Jays. As I have a sip of my coffee. So a righty-lefty matchup here. Borders goes through the signs. The windup and the pitch to Wade Boggs. The game's on the way. Boggs singles to right field. So quickly Boggs is on base. 4 out of 10 base running. 16% chance of stealing second base. He will stay put. John Olerud will hold him on. And now Marty Barrett comes to the plate. Barrett in 1986 batted .286, 4 home runs, and 60 runs batted in. 10 out of 10 for bunting, 8 out of 10 for hit and run. Morris struck out 132 in 1992, only walked 80. I think we're going to play a little hit and run here. so. The windup and the pitch by Jack Morris to Marty Baird, hitting runs on. And he lines that foul down the left field line, so the count is now no balls, 1 strike. Boggs at first, again being held on by John Olerud. We're going to go hit and run again. Barrett grounds it to Olerud. And he's out. As Olerud tossed to Morris, covering. Boggs advances to second base. He's in scoring position now for Jim Rice. Rice in 1986 batted .324, 20 home runs, and 110 runs batted in. Red Sox looking to take an early lead here at Sky Dome. Borders goes through the signs. Morris nods his head. Here's the pitch to Jim Rice. And Rice grounds that ball into right field. We have a 52% chance of scoring Boggs from third. Joe Carter has a cannon for an arm. Has a cannon for an arm. And we will hold Boggs at third, so the Red Sox will have runners on the corner for Bill Buckner. Bill Buckner in 1986, .267 batting average, 18 home runs, and 102 runs batted in. Looking for a ball he can drive off Morris. Righty-lefty matchup here. Morris toes the rubber. Gets the sign from Borders. Here's the pitch to Buckner. And Buckner sends that ball out to Joe Carter. He makes the catch. And now we have an 87% chance of scoring Boggs from third. We're going to send him. And Boggs scores on the sacrifice fly by Bill Buckner. 1-0 Red Sox. Jim Rice retreats back to first base. So with 2 outs, Rice on at first. Dwight Evans comes to the plate, Red Sox right fielder. Evans batted .259 in 1986, 26 home runs, 97 runs batted in. And off right-handed pitching, .270. Morris is ready. Here's the pitch to Evans. 2 out, 1 on. And Evans strikes out, inning over, but the Red Sox score first on the sacrifice fly by Bill Buckner, scoring Wade Boggs. We go to the bottom of the first. Boston 1, Toronto coming up. Due up for the Blue Jays, Alomar, Olerud, and Winfield. If anyone gets on, Joe Carter. They'll be facing Roger Clemems. 1986, Clemems 24 wins, 4 losses, 2.48 earned run average, struck out 238, walked only 67, batting average against 195. Lefties batted .210 off him, and righties under 200, 176. His battery mate, Rich Gedman from Worcester, Massachusetts. Gedman, fine defensive catcher. 7 out of 10 defensively and 10 out of 10 arm. Wade Boggs at third, above average with range. Spike Owens, 7 out of 10 for range at short. Marty Barrett, an average second baseman. And Bill Buckner, 7 out of 10 for range. That's kind of going to make me laugh, but okay, that's what they give him. Actually, it was a pretty good fielder. As you can see by his fielding percentage, .989. So in left field, you have Jim Rice, 7 out of 10 range. Average arm of 5. Tony Armas is playing center. Average range. Good arm, 7 out of 10. And in right field, Dwight Evans, the best outfielder of the lot. 9 out of 10 range, 10 out of 10 arm. So Alomar comes to the plate in 1992 for the Blue Jays. Roberto batted .310. 8 home runs and 76 runs batted in. Off right-handed pitching, .311. The windup and the pitch by Roger Clemems. And Alomar pops that ball foul to the left, out of play. Boggs gave chase but ran out of room. So the count's now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Gedman flashes the signs. Clemems nods and delivers to Alomar. And that's a grounder to Barrett, who throws to Buckner for out number 1. To the moans of the Blue Jays fans here at Sky Dome in this one-and-done playoff tournament. You win, you advance. You lose, you go home. So John Olerud comes to plate in 1992 for the Blue Jays. .284, 16 home runs, and 66 runs batted in. He would later go on to play for the Red Sox. Another righty-lefty matchup here. Olerud batted .291 off right-handed pitching. Clemems toes the rubber, peers in at Gedman. Here's the pitch to Olerud. And Olerud sends that ball out to Tony Armas in left center field. He makes the catch, out number 2. 2 outs, no one on. Dave Winfield comes to the plate. Blue Jay designated hitter batted .290 in 1992. 26 home runs, 108 runs batted in. Righty-righty matchup. Clemems rocks and delivers to Winfield. 2 outs, nobody on. And Winfield sends that ball out to Evans and right. He makes the catch, inning over. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the second. The 1986 Boston Red Sox won. The 1992 Toronto Blue Jays nothing. Due up for the Red Sox. Rich Gedman, Don Baylor, and Tony Armas to face Jack Morris. Morris has thrown 12 pitches so far. Rich Gedman, the Red Sox catcher, batted .258 in 1986, 16 home runs and 65 runs batted in. Against right-handed pitching, .282. Morris is ready. Here's the pitch to Gedman. And Gedman singles to left. He goes the other way. Nice bit of hitting by Rich Gedman. He's on first base, 2 out of 10 base running, 14% chance of stealing second. Olerud holding him on. He is going nowhere. And now the designated hitter for the Boston Red Sox of 1986, Don Baylor. Baylor batted .238, 31 home runs, and 94 runs batted in. Off right-handed pitching, .240. Toronto looking to turn 2. The windup and the pitch to Baylor. Gedman at first, no outs. And Baylor walks. Good eye by Don Baylor. So first and second, no outs. Morris and the Blue Jays, bit of a pickle here, top of the second. And that brings up Tony Armas. Armas in 1986, he would get injured for the Red Sox, but since this is a one-and-done tournament, all players are available to both teams. If you played and had one at-bat or threw one pitch and you're on the roster, you're available for this tournament. Armas batted .264, 11 home runs, and 58 RBIs. Against right-handed pitching, .253. 2 on, no outs. The windup and the pitch by Jack Morris. And Armas strikes out. So it'll be up to Spike Owens, the number 9 batter, Red Sox shortstop, very weak hitting shortstop. In 86, he only batted .183, 1 home run, and 10 runs batted in. He was acquired in a trade that also brought Dave Henderson from the Mariners, I believe, at the trade deadline. So Owens, 4 out of 10 for bunting, 7 out of 10 for hit and run. Gedman slow as dirt at second. Righty-lefty matchup here. Owens only batted .143 off right-handed pitching. So the Red Sox possibly could squander a golden opportunity here. Borders goes through the signs. Morris nods his head. Here's the pitch to Spike Owen. 1 out, 2 on. And Owens strikes out. So after a single and a walk, Jack Morris has come back to strike out Tony Armas and Spike Owens. So 2 outs, 2 on. We go to the top of the order. Wade Boggs. He's 1 for 1 today. He singled his first time up. RBI opportunity here for Boggs. The windup and the pitch. And Boggs works a walk as he shows excellent patience. Bases are loaded. 2 outs for Marty Barrett, the Red Sox second baseman, 0 for 1. He grounded to first on the hit and run. Boggs advanced to second, would eventually go to third and score in a sacrifice fly by Bill Buckner. Borders goes out to have a word with Jack Morris. along with Olerud and Alomar. Conference is broken up. Players go back to their positions. No place to put Marty Barrett. If you're thinking grand salami, Barrett only had 4 home runs in 1986. Morris is ready to work. Here's the pitch. Barrett walks, and coming in from third base is Rich Gedman. So Morris's control has gone helter-skelter here. It's now 2-0 1986 Red Sox. Again, Morris gave up a single and a walk, and then struck out Armas and Owen. Then walked Boggs and Barrett, thus the 2-0 lead. And the dangerous Jim Rice comes to the plate, 1 for 1 today. He singled in the first. He'd love to go yard on Jack Morris. Baylor at third, Boggs at second, Barrett at first. The bases are full of bees. You can hear them buzzing. Morris feeling the pressure. Looks in at Borders, gets the sign. He sets and delivers to Jim Rice. And Rice pops that ball up. Olerud calls it and makes the catch. Inning over. So Morris pitches out of a huge jam. And Toronto is fortunate only to be down 2 runs. We go to the bottom of the second. The 1986 Red Sox 2. The 1992 Toronto Blue Jays nothing. Joe Carter comes to the plate for the 92 Blue Jays. Batted .264. 34 home runs, 119 RBIs. Gedman flashes the sign, puts the mitt up, gives Clemems the target. Here's the pitch to Carter. And Carter rips it to Boggs, who fires to Buckner. Out number 1. Excellent reaction by Wade Boggs down at third. 1 out. Devon White steps to the plate. White in 1992 batted .248, 17 home runs, 60 RBIs. Righty-lefty matchup. White batted .262 off right-handed pitching. Clemems is ready. Here's the pitch to White. White dribbles it back to Roger. He throws to Buckner for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Andy Maldonado steps to the plate for the Blue Jays. .272, 20 home runs and 66 RBIs, .266 off right-handed pitching. Clemems looking for another 1-2-3 inning here. Looks in at Gedman, gets the sign. He rocks and delivers to Maldonado. Maldonado sends that ball out to center field. Armas on the run. He's going to make the diving attempt with 49% chance of success. And he cannot get to it. He traps it, and it will be a double for Candy Maldonado. Hello, Beatles Eternally. How you doing, my friend? So Maldonado with the 2-out double. Pat Borders comes to the plate. Blue Jay catcher represents the tying run. He had 13 home runs in 1992 to go with 53 RBIs and a .242 batting average. .244 against right-handed pitching. Clemems looking to get the 3rd out of this inning. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Borders. 2 outs, 1 on. Borders! And Rice is coming in on that ball. He has a 39% chance of making a diving catch. And he does! Jimmy Rice makes the diving catch! Unbelievable, saving a run for the Red Sox. Wow, so where Tony Armas failed, Jim Rice comes through and left. What a play by the Hall of Famer Jim Rice. We go to the top of the 3rd, the 1986 Boston Red Sox 2, the 1992 Toronto Blue Jays nothing. Wow, outstanding. Go to the chat real quick. We have Beatles Eternally. He says, just finished a fun game of Action PC. Bucks versus the Cards. In 13, final was Bucks 13-12. It was a battle. That was a slobber knocker. If you feel like it, post some details in the chat. I will read them out between innings. Thank you very much for. What is that? Is that your dead ball? That's your dead ball game, right? Wow. Bill Buckner comes to the plate. Buckner has an RBI and a sacrifice fly that scored Wade Boggs in the first. The windup and the pitch by Jack Morris. Buckner doubles to right center. As Carter and White could not cut the ball off, it split the two of them, and Billy Buckner lead-off double. He's in scoring position for Dwight Evans. Evans is 0 for 1. Beetle says, no, all team grades. Dead ball is 1990 Black Sox. Thank you very much, Beetle. I tell you, those are fun games. The 13 to 12. Evans 0 for 1, struck out in the first. No outs, Buckner at second. Righty-righty matchup. Borders goes through the side. Morris nods, rocks and delivers to Evans. And Evans pops that ball up to Olerud at first. He makes the catch for out number 1. Buckner stays at second base. So with 1 out, 1 on, Rich Gedman comes to the plate. Red Sox catcher 1 for 1. He singled in the second. Righty-lefty matchup here. Morris gets the sign. He sets and delivers to Gedman. And Gedman doubles to left field. Again, Gedman goes the opposite way. It's now 3-0 Red Sox as Buckner comes around to score on the Rich Gedman double. Jack Morris is getting rocked. Don Baylor comes to the plate. Baylor walked his first time up. He has an opportunity to knock in a run with Rich Gedman at second. Borders goes out to have a word once again with Jack Morris. Now goes back behind the plate. Puts the mid up. Morris is ready. Here's the pitch to Baylor. Baylor pops that ball up to Kent at third base on the outfield turf. He makes the catch for out number 2. Gedman retreats back to second. Didn't go too far away from the bag. So with 2 outs, Gedman at second. 3-0 Red Sox. Tony Armas comes to the plate. Armas 0 for 1. Struck out in the second. The windup and the pitch to Tony Armas. Armas sends that ball deep and gone! Tony Armas homers to right field. That's a 2-run blast. The 1986 Red Sox pouring it on the 1992 Toronto Blue Jays, 5-0 now. And I'm just glad that Greg Gurecki's not in the chat because he would be highly disappointed in the Blue Jays. And let me just say hello to What's Blazing in Sports. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well with you, the little man and mom, and everyone else. Remember to check out What's Blazing in Sports with T-Dub. He just posted a new boxing video. And I'll be checking that out a little later. T-Dub, if you can, please post what that video is about, because I've gone blank. I saw it before I came on air. Oh, Triple G and Canelo. That's what it's about. It's about the upcoming Triple G and Canelo Alvarez fight. So remember to check out What's Blazing in Sports with T-Dub. Excellent, excellent station. So 2 outs, bases clear now on the Armas 2-run homer. And Spike Owens comes to the plate, the number 9 batter. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. He'll be taking. Here's the pitch. Ball 1, he'll take again. Ball 2. Morris is just totally out of sync. Owens put the bat on his shoulder. Morris delivers. Strike 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. The left-handed batting Spike Owens is a switch hitter, but he's batting lefty because Morris is a right-handed batter. Has the green light now. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch to Owens. And Owens works a walk. So with 2 outs, Spike Owens is at first, being held on by John Olerud. 7 out of 10 base running ability, 28% chance to steal. And that brings up Wade Boggs. He's 1 for 1. He has singled and walked and scored a run in the first. Righty-lefty matchup here. Morris sets and delivers to Boggs. And Boggs walks. Wow. So Marty Barrett comes to the plate. Jack Morris has been all over the place in this game. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out in the first, walked in the second. 2 outs, 2 on. Here's the pitch to Barrett. He'll be taking. Ball 1. Barrett to take again. 1-1 count. Barrett to grip and rip. The windup and the pitch by Morris. And Barrett walks. Bases are now loaded. Jim Rice comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Single in the first, popped out in the second. What's blazing, says Howard. How am I? I'm doing fine. He's smoking some ribs and hanging with the kiddo. Excellent, my friend. So you must be very good with the ribs because you're from the St. Louis area. Am I not? I'm correct. Am I correct? So Jim Rice then steps up plate. No place to put Mr. Rice. Bases loaded. Morris has been god-awful. Blue Jays have action in their bullpen. This most likely to be Morris's last batter. Orders goes out to have a word with him along with Alomar and the pitching coach. Meeting adjourned. Everyone goes back to their rightful position. The windup and the pitch to Jim Rice. Rice sends that ball deep to Devon White in left center field. He makes the catch, and mercifully for the Toronto Blue Jays, the top of the third is over. We go to the bottom of the third. The 1986 Boston Red Sox 5. The 1992 Toronto Blue Jays nothing. So Manuel Lee steps to the plate. Blue Jays shortstop, batted .263. 3 home runs, 39 runs batted in, .284 off right-handed pitching. Clemems is ready to work. Righty-lefty matchup. Gedman puts the mid up. Here's the pitch. And he strikes out Lee. Jeff Kent comes to the plate, number 9 hitter for the Blue Jays, third baseman, .240 average, 8 home runs, 35 runs batted in, .236 off right-handed pitching. Clemems rocks and delivers. And he strikes Kent out! So 2 up, 2 down via the K. And now Roberto Alomar comes to the plate. Alomar 0 for 1. Grounded to second in the first inning. Clemems looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Peers in at Gedman. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Alomar. 2 outs, nobody on. And Alomar doubles to left field. So a 2-out double for Roberto Alomar. As What's Blazing in Sports says, you are correct when I asked him if he's good with the barbecue. He's from St. Louis. He says he's down on some barbecue. So 2 outs. Alomar in scoring position. Toronto down by 5. John Olerud comes to the plate. Left-handed batting first baseman. He's 0 for 1 today. Fly to deep left center. Righty-lefty matchup. Clemems peers in at Gedman. He gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Olerud. 2 outs, 1 on. And Olerud walks. So Dave Winfield comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1, but he had 26 home runs in 1992. One swing of the bat puts the Blue Jays right back in this game. He fly deep to right in the first. Clemems revs up the baseball. Now he's ready. 2 on, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Winfield. And Winfield sends that ball deep, and Evans makes a leaping catch up against the wall for out number 3 in right field. Outstanding, Dwight Evans. That's a web jet, folks. Robbing Winfield of extra base hit and 2 RBIs. We go to the top of the 4th, and it's still 5-0 Boston. Tigers are sticking with Jack Morris. I don't know how much longer they want to stick with him, but they're sticking with him. Bill Buckner at the plate. He's 1 for 1. He had a sacrifice fly in the first to knock in Boggs and doubled in the third. Morris gets a sign from Borders. Here's the pitch to Buckner. Buckner grounds it to Lee, who throws to Olerud for out number 1. Let's see if Jack Morris can have his first goose egg inning. Dwight Evans steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Struck out and popped out. Morris nods his head. The windup and the pitch to Evans. Evans strikes out. So that's the second time he's got Dewey Evans. Two up, two down, and the catcher from Worcester, Massachusetts, Rich Gedman, 2 for 2. Singled and doubled, knocking a Buckner in the third. Both times the opposite way to left field. See how Morris chooses the pitch to Gedman now. Borders goes through the signs, puts the mid up. Here's the pitch by Morris. And Gedman sends that ball out to right center field, but Devon White tracks it down for out number 3, and that is the first goose egg inning for Jack Morris and the Toronto Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the fourth. The 1986 Boston Red Sox 5, the 1992 Toronto Blue Jays nothing. Due up for Toronto, Carter, White, and Maldonado. Joe Carter's 0 for 1, grounded out in the second inning. Clemems sets and delivers. Carter grounds the Boggs, who goes to Buckner, and they just get Carter at first base. So with 1 out, Devon White steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to the pitcher in the second inning. Righty-lefty matchup. Clemems rocks and delivers to White. And he strikes him out. 2 up, 2 down. Here in the bottom of the fourth, Candy Maldonado, 1 for 1. Double to center in the second inning. Clemems toes the rubber, peers in at Gedman. He gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Maldonado, 2 outs, nobody on. And Maldonado strikes out, side retired. We go to the top of the fifth, 5-0 Red Sox. Due up for Boston, Baylor, Armas, and Owens. If anyone gets on, Wade Boggs. Don Baylor's 0 for 1 today. Walked in the second and popped out in the third. Morris up to 96 pitches. He seemed to settle down somewhat in the fourth as he did not give up any runs. His threshold's 120 pitches. The windup and the pitch to Don Baylor. Baylor pops it up. Oldroyd calls for it, makes the catch just behind the first base bag. 1 out, Tony Armas comes to the plate. 1 for 2. Struck out in the second, but boy did he get his revenge on Jack Morris in the third. A 2-run blast, which put the Red Sox up 5-0 in the third. Righty-righty matchup. Orders goes through the signals. Morris is ready. Here's the pitch. Armas swings, and he sends that ball past Kent in the left field for a 1-out single. Armas now 2 for 3. He's being held on by Oldroyd at first base. Armas 5 out of 10 base running ability, 21% chance of stealing second base. Spike Owens comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He has struck out and walked. And I shall be back in a moment. And we are back. Thank you for your patience. So, Armas is at first base, 1 out. Spike Owens is at the plate. We're going to play some hit and run here. Here's the pitch by Morris. And Armas is able to advance a second on the ground out to Alomar by Spike Owens. So he does his job. We've moved Tony Armas into scoring position for the leadoff batter, Wade Boggs. He's 1 for 1 today. He has singled in the first and has walked twice since. RBI opportunity for Boggs. Boggs had 71 RBIs in 1986. Righty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch by Jack Morris. 2 outs. Armas at second. And Boggs singles into right field. And that is it for Jack Morris, as Boggs has knocked him out of the ball game. It's now 6-0 with Wade Boggs' 2-out RBI single. Armas scores from second. And now coming in for the Blue Jays, Pat Hentigan. And in 1992, wow, his earned run average was 5.36, 5 wins, 2 losses, no saves. Struck out 39, walked 32, 254 batting average. And I'll have to say this, when I was setting up the lineups for both teams, Morris had 20 wins. 21 wins, excuse me. And I looked at his earned run average, and I was like, God, he gave up 4 runs a game? Approximately. It's math. It's statistics. That's awful. He must have had such run support. I'm trying to remember back. I'm actually going to look up, if I can, in Baseball Reference. He must have had tremendous run support. I know Toronto, I'm remembering back, they had a very good offensive team. So, in 1992. So, Hennigan's on to face Marty Barrett. He's 0 for 1. Barrett has grounded out, walked in the second, then walked again in the third. 2 outs, 1 on. Olerud holding Boggs on at first. Here's the pitch to Barrett. And Barrett singles up the middle. Boggs goes first to third. The Red Sox have runners on the corner, and they're really raring to blow this thing wide open. Jim Rice comes to the plate. Rice is 1 for 3. He has singled in the first, popped out in the second, and then fly deep to left center in the third. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Hennigan's ready. He gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Rice. And Rice sends that ball up the middle. Another run scores. 7-0 Red Sox. Barrett goes first to third. Sox again have runners on the corner. For Billy Buckner. Billy Buck's 1 for 2, as this game has gotten away from the Blue Jays quite quickly. Buckner had a sacrifice fly in the first, scoring Boggs, then doubled in the third, and grounded out in the fourth. Hentgen, sets and delivers to Buckner. And Buckner grounds to Lee, who flips to Alomar, inning over. But the Red Sox score 2 more. They take a commanding 7-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. They've knocked out Jack Morris. Due up for Toronto, Borders, Lee, and Kent. Roger Clemems has only given up 2 hits in 4 innings. So Pat Borders comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Lined out in the second. Clemems wants to work quickly, keep that mojo going. Here's the pitch to Borders. Borders sends that ball out to Evans, who goes a little bit to his left, makes the catch, out number 1. Manuel Lee comes to the plate. Toronto shortstop, he's 0 for 1. He struck out in the third. Righty-lefty matchup. Gedman sets up. Here's the pitch by Clemems. And he grounds it back to Clemems, who throws to Buckner. And just like that, 2 up, 2 down. Clemems looking for another 1-2-3 inning here, folks. Jeff Kent, Blue Jay third baseman, 0 for 1. He struck out in the third. Clemems rocks and delivers to Kent. That ball goes out to Rice, who leaps and makes the catch in left center field, robbing Kent of extra bases for out number 3. So the corner outfielders, Evans and Rice, have made 2 web gems of a plays, folks. Inning over, top of the 6th, 7-0 Boston. Due up for the Red Sox, Evans, Gedman, and Baylor. Let me go to the chat. Beatles Attorney says, this game so far is like Ali at his best. You can't hit him. Oh, what's blazing in sports like that? Comment. He says, LOL. That is a good one. So, Dwight Evans comes to plate. He's 0 for 3. Struck out, popped out, and struck out. Henkin still on the mound. The windup and the pitch to Evans. And Evans strikes out again. Evans having a tough day at the plate. 1 out. Worcester native Rich Gavin, Red Sox catcher, 2 for 3. Single to left, double to left with an RBI, then fly to right center field. Henkin's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Gedman. And Gedman sends that ball out to left field, but Candy Maldonado tracks it down near the line for out number 2. As once again, Gedman tried to go the other way to get a hit. So with 2 outs and nobody on, the designated hitter, Don Baylor, comes to the plate. Baylor's 0 for 2. He has walked and popped out twice. Henkin's looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Peers in at Borders. He gets the sign, nods his head. Borders puts the mid up, gives location. Here's the pitch to Baylor. Baylor sends that ball out to Maldonado. Makes another running catch towards the line. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 7-0 Boston. Due up for the 1992 Blue Jays. Top of the order. Roberto Alomar, John Olerud, Dave Winfield. If anyone gets on, the right fielder, Joe Carter. Alomar's 1 for 2. He has grounded out and doubled. The windup and the pitch by Clemems. And that's a bunt. It goes foul. So he tried to bunt his way on there. Now the count's no balls, 2 strikes. Clemems rocks and delivers. And he strikes out Alomar. 1 up, 1 down. John Olerud comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Righty-lefty matchup. Gedman goes through the signals. Clemems nods his head. Here's the pitch to Olerud. Olerud doubles down the right field line. So a 1-out double for John Olerud. Very slow. 2 out of 10 base running ability. 6% chance of stealing third. Dave Winfield comes to the plate. Designated hitter. He's 0 for 2. Winfield had 26 home runs in 1992. If you're thinking one swing of the bat. Clemems nods. Here's the pitch to Dave Winfield. And that's a line out, and Bill Buckner makes a diving catch on his old gimpy legs for out number 2. So the Red Sox defense have made 3 web gem plays in this game. So with 2 outs, runner in scoring position, it'll be up to Joe Carter. He's 0 for 2 today. Clemems works quickly. Here's the pitch to Carter. Carter sends that ball deep, and Rice makes the catch in the right and left field corner, right at the wall. Inning over. We go to the top of the 7th. Boston 7, Toronto nothing. Due up for the Red Sox, Armas, Owens, and Boggs. Henkin still on the mound. He's thrown 35 pitches. He's good for 75. Tony Armas, 2 for 3. Struck out in the 2nd, then hit a 2-run blast in the 3rd, and singled in the 5th. Henkin gets the sign. He sets and delivers to Armas. Armas works a walk, so Tony's having an outstanding day today. 5 out of 10 base running ability, 17% chance of stealing second. Olerud holding him on. Spike Owens comes to the plate. We'll play hit and run with Owens. Here's the pitch by Henkin. Owens grounds it to Lee, who throws to Olerud for out number 1, but he does his job. Armas now advances to second base. He's in scoring position for Wade Boggs. Boggs is 2 for 2, Mr. Man who loved to eat chicken every day. Boggs has singled, walked, and singled. Chance for another RBI opportunity here for Boggs. Henkin sets and delivers. And Boggs works a walk. First and second, 1 out. Marty Barrett, Red Sox second baseman, comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He advanced Boggs on the hit and run in the first, walked in the second, walked in the third, and then singled in the fifth. 1 out, 2 on. The windup and the pitch to Barrett. And Barrett rips our shot in the left field. We have a 64% chance of scoring Tony Armas, but we shall hold him. So bases will be loaded with 1 out, and Jim Rice comes to the plate. That's why we held Tony Armas. And I shall be right back. Welcome. And I am back. Thank you for your patience. So bases loaded, 1 out. Jim Rice comes to the plate. That's why, once again, we held Tony Armas. Rice is 2 for 4. He has singled in the first, popped out in the second, fly deep in the third, and then singled in the fifth, knocking in a run. Henkin in a world of trouble right now. He sets and delivers to Rice. And Rice sends that ball. What happened there? That was a line out to Devon White in center. And quickly getting back to first base was Marty Barrett as they tried it for a double play. So Rice hit the ball hard. But Devon White on the line drive was coming in, makes the catch. Armas is held at third base. So 2 outs, bases loaded. Billy Buckner comes to plate. He's 1 for 3. Sacrifice fly in the first, doubled in the third, and then since then grounded out twice. No place to put Billy Buck. Henkin sets and delivers. And Buckner sends that ball deep and off the right center field wall. We have an 88% chance of Bill Buckner clearing the bases as we're going to send Barrett home. Here's a throw, and he's in there safe as it's cut off. So that was a 2-out base clearing double for Bill Buckner. The Red Sox are now up 10-0. As if this was a fight, it would be stopped. No mercy rule, though. As what did they say in the Karate Kid? Mercy is for the weak. So, Blue Jay pitching has been beaten like a piñata. The only one who hasn't really got into the act is Dwight Evans. He's 0 for 4. Evans has struck out 3 times and popped out once. He has made an outstanding play in right field, though, robbing extra hits for the Blue Jays. The windup and the pitch, 2 outs, 1 on. Evans strikes out for the 4th time. Wow. So we go to the bottom of the 7th, 10-0 Boston. Clemems has been cruising right along. He's up to 92 pitches. He's good for 135. He's only given up 3 hits in this shutout bid. Devon White 0 for 2, righty-lefty matchup. Clemems sets and delivers to White. And he strikes out Devon White. Let's check how many strikeouts Clemems has now. Clemems, so far in 6 1/3, has walked 1, struck out 6. Candy Maldonado 1 for 2. Doubled in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. Clemems looking for strikeout number 7. He works quickly. Here's the pitch to Maldonado. That's popped up. Buckner's calling for it. Makes the catch on the outfield turf. 2 up, 2 down. For Pat Borders, he's 0 for 2. Righty-righty matchup. Gedman goes through the signs. Clemems nods his head. He rocks and fires. That ball goes out to Evans, and he makes the running catch. Inning over. We go to the top of the 8th. 10-0 Boston. 2 up for the Red Sox. Gedman, Baylor, and Armas, as the Red Sox bench is just in total giddiness as they smell advance, where the Blue Jay bench smells something else, and it's not good. Sip of coffee here, folks. Rich Gedman 2 for 4. He has singled, doubled, and then flied out twice. Henkin's ready. Here's the pitch to Gedman. And Gedman sends that out to shallow left center. Devon White makes a fine running catch for the first out of this inning. 1 out. The designated hitter, Don Baylor, comes to plate. He's 0 for 3. And now a new pitcher for the Blue Jays, Bob McDonald. And his ERA is 4.37. 1 win, no losses. He threw 47 innings, struck out 26, 16 walks, 270 batting average against. Wow, their pitching staff really wasn't that good in 1992, and they won the World Series. So Baylor's 0 for 3. He'd like to get into the act here. Him and Evans have had tough days. Bob McDonald's ready. Here's the pitch to Baylor. And Baylor singles to right center field. As Devon White couldn't get to that one, so he's off the schneid. 1 out, 1 on. Baylor at first being held on by Olerud. Tony Armas 2 for 3. He has struck out, 2-run homer in the 3rd, singled in the 5th, and walked in the 7th. Lefty-righty matchup here. Armas batted .289 off left-handed pitching. Let's see if he can deposit another ball over the fence. Give a fine fan another souvenir here in Toronto. McDonald sets and delivers. Armas swings, sends that ball out to Carter in right field. He makes the catch. Baylor goes back. We have a 59% chance to tag him up. We're going to say no. 2 outs. Spike Owens comes to the plate. Owens is 0 for 3. The windup and the pitch by Bob McDonald. And Owens rips a shot to Kent and throws to Olerud. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 10-0 Red Sox. 2 up for the Blue Jays. Lee, Kent, and the top of the order, Alomar. If anyone gets on, John Olerud. Emmanuel Lee's 0 for 2 today. Clemems up to 104 pitches. He's good for 135. He sets and delivers to Lee. And he strikes him out! That is strikeout number 8, I believe. Let's go. 7. So Clemems has struck out 7 in 7 1/3. 1 out. Jeff Kent comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Clemems is ready. He rocks and fires. But before that can happen, they go to a pinch hitter. Greg Myers. In 1992, Myers batted .230, 1 home run and 13 RBIs. He batted .246 off right-handed pitching. Righty-lefty matchup. Gedman puts the mid up. Clemems rocks and delivers. And he strikes Myers out! That's strikeout number 8. Clemems looking to strike out the side here, but he'll have to get through Roberto Alomar. He's 1 for 3 today. Clemems toes the rubber. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Alomar. Alomar pops it up into foul territory. Buckner makes the catch. We go to the top of the 9th. 10-0 Boston. As the fans have begun to make for the exits here at the Sky Dome. Wade Boggs comes to the plate. He's 2 for 2. Lefty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch by McDonald. Boggs lines out to Alomar as Alomar shows excellent range there going towards the bag, making a fine catch. So 1 up, 1 down. Marty Barrett 2 for 3. He's at the plate. Borders goes through the signs. McDonald nods his head. Here's the pitch to Barrett. Barrett grounds to McDonald, who throws to Olerud. There's 2 outs, and Jim Rice 2 for 5 steps to the plate. 2 outs, nobody on. The windup and the pitch to Rice. And Rice doubles off the right field wall as Carter leaped but could not make the catch. So a 2-out double for Mr. Jim Rice. He's in scoring position for Billy Buckner, who's 2 for 4. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Buckner struggled against left-handed pitching, .218. And let's actually... What was Dave Stapleton defensively at first base? He was a 5. That's not... I think Buckner's a 4. You know what? We're going to let Billy Buckner hit here. He's earned it. We're up 10-0. Borders goes through the signs. McDonald nods his head. 2 outs. Rice at second. Here's the pitch to Billy Buck. And Buckner singles into right field. And it's now 11-0. So we stuck with Billy Buck. And he knocks in the run. I wish the Red Sox could save some of these runs for round 2 of the tournament. But you know who's happy? Dwight Evans. He has one more opportunity to get off the schneid. He's 0 for 5 today. He has struck out, popped out, struck out, and struck out. The windup and the pitch to Evans. And Evans sends that ball out to White. He's now 0 for 6. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 9th here to a very quiet Sky Dome. The 1986 Boston Red Sox 11. The 1992 Toronto Blue Jays zilch. I'm very happy that my good friend from the north, Greg Gurecki, is not here to witness this massacre. Olerud 1 for 2. Clemems up to 118 pitches. He sets and delivers to John Olerud. But before that can happen, Turner Ward comes in to pinch hit. Why, I don't know. Ward batted .345, 1 home run, 3 RBIs, and limited at-bats of 29. And he only batted .238 off right-handed pitching. I would have stuck with John Olerud. Well, the computer does funny things. The windup and the pitch to Ward. Ward sends that ball up in the air, and Marty Barrett catches it on the outfield turf for out number 1. The Red Sox 2 outs away from advancing to round 2 of this one-and-done tournament. Dave Winfield comes to plate. He's 0 for 3. Clemems rocks and delivers. And he grounds back to Clemems, who quickly throws to Buckner for the 2nd out of the bottom of the 9th. The Red Sox are up on the top step in the dugout as the fans who are left are whistling through the graveyard here at the Sky Dome as they're clapping and cheering along. Do they not see the scoreboard? Whistling through the graveyard, folks. Joe Carter 0 for 3 today. Clemems wants to make him the last out of the game. Gedman gives the sign, sets up the mitt. Clemems rocks and fires. Here's the pitch to Carter. He pops it up into foul territory, but it goes into the seats as Boggs cannot get there. So, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the pitch by the Rocket. And at the grounder to Boggs, he dives, he gets up, he fires the Buckner and makes a wonderful stretch. Ball game over. The 1986 Boston Red Sox annihilate the 1992 Toronto Blue Jays 11-0. The Red Sox couldn't play any better, folks. Let's go to the box score. Winning pitcher Clemems, losing pitcher Morris. Player of the game Roger Clemems. Box score will be up in a moment. But before we go to the box score, let's go to pitching first. I'd like to say thank you to What's Blazing in Sports. That's T-Dub. Check out his channel, What's Blazing in Sports. Wonderful job he does with a lot of boxing talk. And Beatles Eternally. Thank you very much to those 2 fine gentlemen. Beatles Eternally says it's Pickett's charge all over again. So these 2 games in this starting of this tournament were quite different than the first 2 games of the last tournament. And my goal here is to play a couple of these one and done tournaments. Probably I'd like to get 4 done and take those 4 winners. And we already know that it was the Pittsburgh won the first one. I want the 71 Pirates. I'd like to get 4 tournament winners, put them in a league, and let them play out 10-game season. We'll play 1 game, we'll show 1 game, we'll sim the others, and that'd be a little fun. So, alrighty. So, Roger Clemems, player of the game, he went 9 innings, only gave up 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 8. He gets the win and player of the game for the 1986 Boston Red Sox. For the 1992 Toronto Blue Jays, Jack Morris was putrid, as he was with the Tigers yesterday, which is pretty funny, for the 84 Tigers. 4 2/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 1 home run, 6 walks, struck out 4. Hentgen went 2 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. McDonald went 1 inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He didn't walk anybody. He didn't strike out anybody. Let's go to the batting in this 11-0 massacre at the Sky Dome. Wade Boggs, 2 for 3 with an RBI. He walked 3 times, so he was on base 5 times. And he scored 3 runs. Marty Barrett, 2 for 4 with an RBI, a run scored, 2 walks. They showed great patience, the Red Sox batters. Jim Rice, 3 for 6 with an RBI and a run scored. He doubled. Bill Buckner, 3 for 5. 5 RBIs. Bill Buckner could have easily got a co-MVP of the game. 1 run. He doubled twice. Dwight Evans, horrible game. 0 for 6. He struck out 4 times. Made some excellent plays, including a web gem in right, so it didn't affect his defense. Rich Gebbin, Worcester, Massachusetts native, 2 for 5. 2 runs scored with an RBI. He doubled. Don Baylor, 1 for 4 with a walk. Tony Armas, 2 for 4. 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 home run. Spike Owens, 0 for 4, a walk and a K. In total, the Red Sox sent 41 players to the plate. 11 runs, 15 hits, 11 RBIs, 8 walks. They struck out 6 times, 4 doubles, and a homer. In the game, they batted .363. For the Toronto Blue Jays, we're just going to give you the hits. There were a lot of offers. Alomar, 1 for 4, struck out, doubled. Olerud, 1 for 2, walk and doubled. And Candy Maldonado, 1 for 3, He struck out and doubled. In total, the Toronto Blue Jays of 1992 went to the plate 30 times. No runs, only 3 hits, no RBIs. They walked once, struck out 8 times. They doubled 3 times. Their batting average for the game, 100. Let's go to the recap. Red Sox scored early and often. In the first, they got 1 run on 2 hits. Bill Buckner's sacrifice fly made it 1-0. In the second, the Red Sox sent 7 batters to the plate, scoring only 1 run. They squandered a huge opportunity to really jump on the Blue Jays in the second. On 1 hit and 3 walks, Marty Barrett walked, scoring Gedman. That made it 2-0. In the third, the Red Sox sent 9 batters to the plate. This time, they would score multiple runs, as they scored 3 runs on 3 hits and 3 walks. Rich Gedman doubled, scoring Buckner, made it 3-0. Tony Armas hit a 2-run homer, made it 5-0. In the fifth, the Red Sox were at it again. They sent 7 batters to the plate, scoring 2 runs on 4 hits. Boggs singled, scoring Armas, 6-0 Boston. Rice singled, scoring Boggs, 7-0 Boston. In the seventh, they took an inning off, and they came right back in the seventh. 7th batters to the plate, scoring 3 runs on 2 hits and 2 walks. Bill Buckner doubled, scoring 3 as he cleared the bases. Red Sox went up 10-0. And then in the ninth, they tacked 1 more run on 2 hits. Bill Buckner singled, scoring Rice, and it was 11-0. It was a total whitewash. Tony Armas, 2 for 4, a home run, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. Wade Boggs, 2 for 3, 3 runs scored, 3 walks. Billy Buckner, 3 for 5, 2 doubles, 5 runs scored. And on the downside, Dwight Evans, 4 Ks. Jim Rice, 3 for 6, a double, and 2 great plays. Evans also had a great play. Roger Clemems, a complete game, 3-hit shutout. He gets the win. Jack Morris gets the loss in 4 2/3 putrid innings. So, the 1986 Boston Red Sox will advance due to their 11-0 victory over the 1992 Toronto Blue Jays, who are going home. They don't have to go far. They had a home game. So, at least that's good news, right, for them? Sal, Red Sox fans, saying thank you very much to What's Blazing in Sports. T-Dub, check out What's Blazing in Sports, excellent boxing channel. And also to Beatles Eternally. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It means a great deal to me that you took some time out of your day to spend it with me. I hope it was enjoyable. Health and happiness to all. Take care, bye-bye, and God bless.